Good morning. I hope everybody had a good sleep. So I'm going to talk about the dream state. It's I was like outside in the cold with my son, okay? And my son, he didn't have any warm clothes on for some reason, okay? He didn't have any socks on, and I was like trying to keep him warm in like my heat, right? And then everyone around me, I was like telling them like his feet are cold to everyone around me, and everyone around me was so like not listening. They weren't listening, and they were too busy like trying to buy this house back home. They were too busy trying to buy this house back home, and I'm like, his feet are cold, like, and nobody was listening to me. And it was because they knew, and it was just about making me look unfit. It wasn't about caring about me or my child. So it kind of brought me back to like my real life situation, okay? I don't know if you guys are familiar with my story yet, but my ex and his ex were in my house with me and my children, okay? I was living with my ex, okay? And he invited his ex into my place, our place. And they ended up drugging my kid, okay, with illicit drugs. And then with me knowing how like dangerous this man's past was, they tried to threaten me and scare me so that I wouldn't go to the hospital. But my kids' like symptoms were getting like worse and worse. I ended up going to the hospital and leaving that situation frantic. That was the one of the worst experiences of my entire life. When I went to the hospital, okay, this was in Swift Current. I went to the hospital in Swift Current. You will see this in my court case as well when I went for trial, okay? Because they arrested me, okay? When I told them exactly what happened. When I went to the hospital, these nurses in there, okay? The doctor left. It was late at night. The nurses in there, they were told to get an IV in my son, okay? Make sure you get an IV in him, okay? And I was like, you know what? My kid, he needs milk, he needs water, he needs something. Look at his lips. His lips are all cracked. His lips were all fucking cracked, man. All cracked and chapped, and like he needed water. He needed to be hydrated, okay? And I was like, listen, if you guys aren't gonna get an IV in him, I'm gonna feed him. He's not taking this bottle. He needs his bottles. So I'll get his bottles here, and I'll get some liquids in my son, because he's gonna fucking die. He's gonna die, okay? My son went 12 hours in the hospital with no IV or liquids, because they told me that I was putting drugs in his bottles and I wasn't, okay? I told them exactly how those got put in his system, and they didn't listen, okay? And when I was telling them, I was like, listen, it's funny how you guys point at me and say I'm this monstrous person. My kid's been in your care for 12 fucking hours, and you didn't do one thing that the doctor asked you to do, which was get an IV in this boy. And then they went back and they wrote in their notes, they were like, it was so disgusting. It was so disgusting. So like one thing after another thing after another thing. It just kept fucking happening to me, you know? And my son. So it was so fucked. I don't even know how to explain. Because when they kick you down, they'll keep fucking kicking you, man. It was so tragic. It was so tragic, and those nurses sucked. Okay, those nurses on duty that night sucked. And then, there's a bunch of series of events that happened there. The cops brought me a warrant. I called my parents. My parents came in the next morning. CPS took the kids, but not fast enough. My son saw me getting arrested. I remember Parker saying one time, my mommy's going to jail, my mommy's going to jail. I was like, no, buddy. Nobody. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I don't know who was telling him that, but my son, like, when I finally got visitation, okay, I didn't get visitation for a long time. For a long time. I didn't get to see or talk to my kids for a really long time. And they knew that hurt me. They knew that hurt me. And the CPS worker that I was working with from Swift Current, her name was Jessie Irwin, but like, she was harassing me so hard, man. She was so harassing me so hard. She was like, call me and say like, so in the midst of this, like after that happened, my ex literally shot at me, okay? He shot at me, so that was a different case. That was like his case, that he's like in jail for now, but like, this fucking CPS worker had the nerve to tell me that the reason that my ex shot at me was because of these rumors that she was hearing, okay? And I told her that those weren't true. I was like, no, that's not true. He's just fucking crazy, okay? Obviously. And then, she was like, well, if you can't give me information on this that got called in, then you're not going to get visitation. And then I'm like, this is harassment. You can't hold my visitation over my head for information I literally cannot give you because it's not true. It's not, like, what do you want me to do? Pull something out my ass? I'm not going to do that. You're not going to see me do that. This is harassment. And then as soon as I called her out for harassment, my visitation got waved through, and I got to see my kids. And then when I was seeing my kids, Parker was telling me some things that were being said in this house about me that weren't true. Okay, so that's how I knew that they were trying to brainwash my kids. But by the grace of God, I made it back. I'm with my kids. We're bonding, like we're healing together. But you have to want it. You have to want it. Okay? And even if you stray from it, you have to come back and want it again. You know? You gotta get better. You gotta get better for you. Okay? So that nobody can do this to you. And so people listen too, right? Because they'll use any excuse to not. And then you gotta stand for it. And that's what I'm doing here, okay? That's what this is about. Justice for me and my son. My sons. So that's what the dream state was about. It was a dream that was interpreted into my real life experience, something about the past, and that needed to be spoken about. Those nurses. That's also the same situation where I was skipped out of my preliminary hearing, okay, by that bogus ass lawyer from Saskatoon that my parents hired before I got rid of him. Cancer, no creation. Somebody wanted to create cancer within someone's system. Okay. And it didn't work. This was all to take over my finances, right? Some behind the scenes shit. Freedom. They wanted to put me in jail. Take what I got, including my children. But that didn't happen, and so after that didn't happen, there was attempts at my life, because once I went to trial, the prosecutors, they didn't have anything because I didn't do it, okay? And then impressed. Somebody's impressed at like how much that I was like attacked. I just made my way out of it, like really brave, like too, right? I tell my story as inspiration. I don't tell my story as in any sort of other type of way. And that is nothing but inspiring, okay? And I know that. Because I don't have any wrong intentions. Even for people that did hurt me in this situation. I am going to speak my truth, but that is that. I don't say anybody's name other than that CPS worker. Okay, because she fucked with my heartstrings, okay? I don't care about her. She doesn't care about anybody and nobody's kids, okay? It's just the truth of what I've experienced, and that's the only name I've ever really called out. Okay, I know who these people are, and I still don't call out their names, okay? I don't care. That's not the intention. The intention is to look at my story and don't let it happen to anybody else. Okay, I already forgave them. I had to. It was weighing me down, man. It was making me trip and fail and fall. I had to. I remember when I was in the shelter, I'm like, that was the first time I envisioned giving everything to God, because it was all out of my control. That was my first, like, epiphany of, like, I have no control. I really have no control. And then ever since then, I kept handing it over. As soon as I'd feel that frustrated, everything that I was trying to create being sabotaged, kept handing it over, kept handing it over, kept handing it over. I'm continuously handing it over, okay? This has been like how many years of this stuff? A lot of years. Okay, then I realized too, at a certain point I realized, oh, I'm gonna have to always do this. Okay, so I might as well get used to this. Okay, so I've done this in the worstest situations of my life. I can do this like a breeze, man. I can do this like a breeze. Right? That's where that strength, that spiritual strength came in. Like, that's how that got built. That's how it's a blessing. Okay. I showed that I am not a follower, okay? that these people who are trying to like follow me have terrible intentions. Very unbalanced. Okay? Didn't want anyone to ever see eye to eye. I'm seeing a false marriage here and a false business with a Sagittarius and a Pisces who are very off balance. They're claiming that they don't follow someone to have negative intentions and steal their blessings, but they do. They stalk this person. They have negative intentions. They try to sabotage anything they create, but it backfires and hits their business and their marriage. So it's all off balance. Witch warlock. Somebody's behind the scenes impressed with how you've handled these people. Okay? These people were like disguising themselves. Maybe this Pisces was like acting as if they were you and married this Sagittarius and went into business and whatever, but it's all fake. It's all fraudulent. There's something about a fake marriage here. Like, you didn't create that. You didn't create that. Everybody knows now, like, you just need to chill. Worker. Trouble. Someone's in trouble at work. Someone's like works to sabotage and unsatisfy people. In particular, maybe healers, or in particular, maybe people. Oh, I'm getting like a famous person. I'm not going to say that though. Thought they were wise in the way that they sabotage people. No wonder I've been getting famous people like unique. I've been getting famous people reads lately, and I'm not like a fan. I am sometimes, right? But like not really, not crazy like. Not crazy like. I understand that they're just people. They're just people. Someone's a hitman as well. There's a hitman who feels like shameful. Okay? For having someone in the crosshairs who is very unique. Who didn't deserve it. There's something within this person, deep down within this person, that felt that this person didn't deserve it. And it's because that is your intuition, man. Police killer. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. These are all jobs for like occult reasons, right? Like a secret society. Like we'll have a police officer, we'll have a lawyer, we'll have a judge, we'll have a nurse, we'll have a CPS worker, we'll have a this, we'll have a that. Yeah. Yeah. And then they'll pick people who are like already vulnerable. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Parents don't like her. That's a good one. That one does drugs. That's a good one. That one, blah, blah, blah. Whatever their downfall is in life, instead of helping these people, they kick them down, man, and they target them. They get their homies involved, everything. Okay? I need to blow my nose, but I'm not gonna go blow my nose. I gotta walk all the way upstairs to do. Oh, wait. Instigate, killer, children. Okay, that's exactly what my dream was about. That's exactly how this situation went. Worker. Like, that's this person's unique job, is to go infiltrate people with kids. Like, I'm hearing you take the kid and take it to the other room. You grab the kid and take it into the other room. That's what I just heard. You grab the kid and take it into the other room. So someone's like breaking into somebody's house and being like, okay, you grab the kid, I'll grab the whatever, the guardian. You go play with the kids in the other room, and I don't fucking know what they're doing, man, but they're breaking into a house and they're doing this shit. They're like, they don't got proof. They don't got any proof. Bro, I doubt that they don't, man. Be humble. Someone's like, you should have been humble, man. You should have been humble. But they were bold with it. Real bold with it. No integrity. Set up in reverse. Set up discovered, man. Intuition. Jail. Like, this didn't work. Anything that you set up to piss this person off, they were just humble about it. Any setup that you did, they just used their intuition and took accountability for what they needed to take accountability for, and then move on. So there's nothing you can really do. This person's unique. They use their intuition. They're humble. They don't want to disturb any shit either, right? They just don't. It's not who they are. Okay, they're a healer. They're committed to healing. Okay? Could be a court case around this. Fucking good. They tried to kill my kid. Okay? They drugged my kid and then tried to kill him again in the hospital. That's neglect. And that's exactly what they charged me for. You see how it is? They'll do one thing, and they'll do it to the max. Right in your face, and say you're doing it. It's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting. And those CPS workers were involved, those nurses were involved, that lawyer was involved, that judge was involved, my parents, fucking everybody, okay? As I'm painted some sort of way. It's just not the truth, okay? And the proof is, go look at it. The proof is, go look at it. The proof is, my case was okay? But there's so many like cameras and videos of me where people didn't want to believe it. They didn't want to. Okay? Best believe it, man. Watch the karma that plays out. Watch the karma that plays out. It hasn't even gotten started. Really. Like, it's like eerie. The energy's eerie. A little bit of things have happened, but that's not even close to what's about to happen, man. I was getting like fucking earthquakes, okay? Getting fucking earthquakes, like fucking huge storms, tunnels collapsing, certain tunnels collapsing, okay? Because there's some people that just need to go. I'm gonna do don't sweat the small stuff. I'm gonna clear this energy out. I'll come back and do tarot tomorrow. But there's somebody who's going through the same situation that needs to hear this. Okay? And you need to be strong. And you need to shut your mouth. Okay? Be accountable for what you need to be accountable for. Leave it at that. Put the rest in God's hands. Because He'll handle it. He'll handle it better than anybody could. Okay? Stay strong. Don't let these people harass you. Call them out in the most polite way, and then move on with your day. Hand it over and get really fucking good at it. Okay? And you're gonna have to do it, and you're gonna have to do it again, and you're gonna have to do it again, and you're gonna break down, and that's gonna be okay. You're gonna have to purge it, okay? And you're gonna have to do it again and again and again and again till you're really, really good at it. Okay? Don't trust that anybody has your back because you're gonna find out that they don't, and that's okay. We just leave them where they're at, right? They might be on that lesson for the rest of their life, and that's not on us. Okay, we leave them where they're at. If we really care about them and it really hurts us, we wrap them in a blanket of love and we still leave them where they're at. Okay, but you are gonna break down, you're gonna cry, and then you're gonna buck up, okay? And then you're gonna give it to God, and then you're gonna give it to God, and then you're gonna give it to God. By the end of it, you're gonna be really, 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 really strong. Ooh, this is a good one, okay? If someone throws a ball, you don't have to catch it. Yes. If someone throws a ball, you don't have to catch it. Angel number 219 and angel number 89. If someone throws a ball, you don't have to catch it. My best friend Benjamin Shield taught me this valuable lesson. Often our inner struggles come from our tendency to jump on board someone else's problem. Wow. Someone throws you a concern, and you assume that you must catch it and respond. For example, suppose you're really busy when a friend calls in a frantic tone and says, "My mother's driving me crazy. What should I do?" Rather than saying, "I'm really sorry, but I don't know what to suggest," you automatically catch the ball and try to solve the problem. Then later you feel stressed or resentful that you're behind schedule and that everyone seems to be making demands on you. It's easy to lose sight of your willing participation in the dramas of your own life. Remembering that you don't have to catch the ball is a very effective way to reduce the stress in your life. When your friend calls, you can drop the ball, meaning you don't have to participate simply because he or she is attempting to lure you in. Don't take the bait. The person will probably call someone else and see if they will become involved. This doesn't mean you never catch the ball, only that it's your choice to do so. Neither does this mean that you don't have to care about your friend or that you're crass or unhelpful. Neither does this mean that you don't care about your friend or that you're crass or unhelpful. No, it's just their responsibility. It's theirs. It's not yours, it's theirs. Develop a more tranquil outlook on life. Developing a more tranquil outlook on life requires that we know our own limits and that we take responsibility for our part in the process. Wow, I was just speaking about this. Most of us get balls thrown at us many times each day. Oh, shit. At work. Damn. You guys know what I'm getting for a download right there, right? From our children, friends, neighbors, salespeople, even strangers. What the fuck? If I caught all the balls thrown up in my direction, I would certainly go crazy. And I suspect that you would too. The key is to